What's going on, guys? We are here with another episode of Stock versus Not. We're still in the Toyota dealerships, or Toyota brand, and today we have the GR Yaris, the high performance one, according to the game. That's from 2020. That is the all-wheel drive pocket rocket that Toyota debuted not too long ago that broke the internet and the whole car community when it came to hot hatches. Fortunately, we never got one of these in America, so we never got to experience the lightweight turbocharged 3-cylinder that these guys had. But thankfully, they put in the Corolla. That video will be coming out in a few days. So anyways, what we got going on here, we have 504 performance points. In the stock form, we have 268 horsepower with 273 foot-pounds of torque. And we have the weight at 2,800 pounds. We also do have it on sports hard tires. So, quick look at the ranking board. This is a 504, so that should be in the 600 pp range. So on the lower end here, it looks like the Focus RS is at 521. So let's see if we can get below one minute with this Yaris. And here we go. As you can see, we're trying out a new view, so hopefully this kind of switches things up for you guys. As you can see, we are doing the in-cockpit, but we also have it set to offset, and I have the wobble set to aggressive, or whatever the game calls it. And we'll see if that at least changes things up a little bit. I figure, you know, the bumper cam was nice, but then like you're just looking at a track, and then the in-person view, or the regular in-person view was another one. But I figure this is a little bit more realistic. Oh gosh. Okay, so first things first with this car, do not upset at mid-turn. Just let them keep the car as stable as possible, or else you will lose that rear end. So as always, we're going to do 3 laps in its stock form, and then we're going to go ahead and do 3 to 5 laps in its fully modified version of it, to see what kind of lap we can do. I'm expecting this to do somewhat similar to that Focus RS. In theory, it is pretty much, or yeah, I mean, theoretically, it's about the same type of setup you got, you know, all-wheel drive, turbocharged, hot hatch power. Obviously, we're looking at a smaller engine, smaller car, but this car was breaking records right out the box, so we'll see how this thing does. Definitely want to brake in a straight line, do not want to upset it mid-turn. Keep it nice and steady. There we go. And I've been practicing in this view for a little bit now, just to change things up, at least when I'm playing in single player. Multiplayer, I typically would just use the bumper cam, just because I do use things like the radar and everything, and I like it being center screen for me, so I can be fully aware of what's going on around me. Got to keep that clean race, or that S-Class safety rating online, so I don't end up in those stupid lobbies with people just ramming you no matter what. Yeah, this car's actually pretty good. The sports hard tires, probably you could ask for more out of it, but it's not terrible. It is a little loose, though, I'll tell you that. It's trying to keep things in line. If I'm not mistaken, this car was developed for rally usage, so I think that's what also I think that also kind of plays into factor with how that suspension. The suspension definitely feels a little loose, almost a little bit more, you know, travel-y for like an actual rally application. So that kind of makes sense. It's a shame that this car never made it to the US, but it makes sense. The US market is not very happy with small little hatchbacks, because Americans are huge. Alright. 102.124 in the stock GR Yaris. That did not beat the Focus RS. I'm not surprised about that. But it's not terrible. However, I am curious to see where that puts it on the overall board. It doesn't even make it to the overall board. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, slowest so far obviously was the ambulance. It's faster than the Prius, thankfully. Not faster than the Focus ST though. And actually, the GR86, I was faster than it there. So yeah, 102.124. Maybe it's the fact that I was running in that weird or the new view, but you know, hopefully we'll get better with that. So anyway, let's hop into the fully modified GR Yaris. We are now looking at 755 performance points, 816 horsepower, 2,400 pounds, and just going to the car settings, let's show you what we got. This is also engine swapped with the infamous 2JZ engine from the Toyota Supra. So we added 3 more cylinders to this car, and it's pumping up some crazy horsepower. Funny enough, the car actually does gain weight when you add this engine, obviously. So with the weight savings on it, it still gets you a little bit lower than what the stock is, but just keep that in mind as well. Just also as a slight disclaimer, I am using the high RPM turbocharger, probably a little too much overkill for this track. But if you go to the extreme section of the tuning shop, you can actually put that ultra high RPM turbocharger on it. But those are typically for like high speed runs, or if you're doing like a Le Mans race where you need that long straight. You do not need that here for this race or this track, so I did not opt to install that. However, technically that would be quote unquote the fully modified version. I believe if you do put the ultra high RPM turbocharger, it does bump you up to like 880 horsepower or something like that. So just something to keep in mind. So let's see how much of an idiot I can make myself here with this car. So as always, we are running racing soft tires with this for all the maximum grip, and we also do have a suspension setup. Also did some tuning of the transmission and the differentials as well to hopefully get this car happy. Yep. I might have made the rear a little too stiff, to be honest. It likes to kind of step out, so definitely right now if I'm braking a straight line, don't try to ask for too much of the car, but just as of right now it is handling a lot better than it was in its stock form with the firmer suspension. So definitely probably it was a rally inspired type of setup in its stock form, which makes sense because I believe a while ago hit the grass. That was my fault. I believe a while ago they did have a rally daily race for this car, a time trial, and basically it was just stock. It was just its stock form, and you just put like the dirt tires or the snow tires on it. So you can catch it nicely at least, which is good if it comes out. Now keep in mind this is all-wheel drive, so you do have all the traction through the S's. And as I was expecting, I am going to be a little off. Oh, jeez. Okay. This might be a longer lap video, just trying to get a clean run out of this thing. This thing's just understeering off. Okay, let's start lap 3 on a good note here, folks. There I am in the wall. Okay, here we go. Even with such a dirty run, we still did a 53 on this thing. Let's keep this tidy now. Let me know how you guys like this view. If it's a little bit more interactive to watch or not as boring as the other views that we were using earlier. Like I said, I'm still getting used to it, still kind of learning how to adjust myself with it. I actually do physically move my monitor, so like I have the steering wheel directly ahead of my steering wheel, and the monitor is offset to the, well, in my case it's offset to the left, as if it, you know, the rest of the screen is like my actual window. So yeah, let me know how you guys like it or not, and we'll be sure to either keep it or we'll do something else next time. Alright, this car actually, once you get the hang of how it's going to act, it's not that bad. I can probably dial in the suspension a little bit better, but for the sake of time and getting through all these cars, I'm not going to. This game has hundreds of cars that we still need to drive, and it doesn't help the fact that they do updates every now and then, and I have thankfully I haven't been hit with an update that's oh man. Alright, we're gonna do a 5th lap for sure. Yeah, thankfully I haven't been hit with an update on a car that, or manufacturers that I've already finished. But if that does happen, then we will just go back and add it on. It's no big deal. I know this car has more than a 51 in it. I'm just terrible at driving. Let's be honest. This might be a stock versus not first, and I might go in for a lap 6. Because I think I can definitely get close to a 50 on this thing. Or I can just finish it off now. Let's see what we got. No, we're gonna do a lap 6 because I can definitely get this under a 50-second if I can just not suck. So, all right, this will be the last lap for sure. If I bin it, I bin it. It happens. But yeah, Toyota Yaris, or GR Yaris, sorry. Not a bad car, definitely fun. I think the game already had kind of beat up its usage in its daily races and time trials, so I don't expect this thing ever to pop up anytime soon, especially with all the other downloads and updates that they have set for the future. But either way, it's a nice to have. Alright, we're gonna call it. Looks like the optimal is a 49.991, so it definitely has it in it. I just am terrible at driving this car. Yep, there you go, right at the bottom right, 49.991, but our best was a 50.202. Ironically, the livery on this Yaris is the American flag, even though we never got it here. So let's see, that puts it at in the top 10 times, number 6 in the leaderboard. So it did beat out the GT350R and the GT86 with the same swap in it. So that is quite interesting. Let's go to the 800 performance point board just to see where we're at. Here we are, 816 horsepower. It is just behind the GT with similar power as well. So look at that. Pretty interesting to see, folks. Alright, well that is today's video. Hope you guys liked it. Again, let me know how you guys like the new view. If not, I can switch it back. But other than that, like, subscribe, and I'll get you guys in the next one.